Hi world, it's Tuesday the 10th of January 2023 and I'm looking at Saturn. Now let's just get the dates out of the way. As I'm speaking now, Saturn's at 22, 23 degrees Aquarius. So between now and the end of this month, Saturn is finishing off with those Aquarians born around, say, the 12th, 13th, 14th of February. The Leos born around, say, the 16th, 17th, 18th of August. The Scorpios born around the 17th, 18th, 19th, 16th, 17th, 18th of November. And the Taurians born around the, the 15th, 16th, 17th of May. The people who have been affected by Saturn over this last year, Saturn is finishing with them in January. And then Saturn moves into Virgin territory. Saturn moves forward, stands still, goes backwards, stands still, goes forward, stands still, goes backward each year. And so it covers 80% of its ground 3 times, forward, backwards, forwards. But each time it goes forward, stands still, there's that gap in the middle which it only covers once. And that's going to be during February and early March of 2023, when Saturn will pass over the Sun of the people born in the last 5 days of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo and Scorpio. Now, what I say to these people is that, right, Saturn's coming up to conjunct your Sun. Normally this takes 9 months. With you it's going to take 2 weeks. And you're all going, oh great, Saturn's only going to hit me for 2 weeks instead of 9 months. Fantastic. To which I, as your astrologer, go, yeah, great, yeah. But it does mean you're going to get 9 months worth of crap in just 2 weeks. And then Saturn's going to move into Pisces in early March, at which point it begins a new 9-month cycle. And everybody born in the first 6 days of Pisces and the first 6 days of Virgo and also Gemini and Sagittarius are going to get Saturned. Saturn in Pisces will be a very different quality of energy to Saturn in Aquarius. With Saturn in Aquarius, it's been coloured by the fact that it's in Uranus's square. So it's been Uranus in Uranus's sign, and it spent a lot of time squaring Uranus. So Saturn in Aquarius has not been easy for a lot of people for various different reasons. Saturn in Pisces, well, Saturn's never easy depending where it is. But it won't be as difficult for so many people. And part of me is actually quite looking forward to mid-March onwards because, yeah, a lot of people born in early Pisces and early Virgo will complain because Saturn's hitting their Sun. But Saturn has a 29-year cycle. It hits everybody once every 7 or 8 years. Everybody, no one gets away with it. So perhaps it's time to look at Saturn in a different way. Saturn, as we all know, has a 29 year, 4 month average orbit, which is why 29.5 years is the Saturn return phenomenon. This is what makes people under 30 different from those over 30. In the first 30 years of life, Saturn goes all the way around your individual chart, goes through every sign, every house, makes every aspect to every planet. You get one taste of everything. After 30, Saturn begins its second cycle. And then you've got more maturity and experience and more knowledge, so you should be able to handle it easier. Although the first Saturn square at age 36 is often quite a developmental time for a lot of people also. But the older you get, the easier it gets to work with Saturn. This is why I consider Saturn my best friend. Because yes, when young, and for many people when old as well, those who don't learn their lessons, Saturn is the planet of limitation, restriction, blockage, frustration, circumstances outside of your control, holding you back, stopping you moving forward. He is indeed old Father Time, the Grim Reaper, the skeleton with the cowl and the scythe. He is Chronos, from where we get the word chronometer. Saturn brings the restrictions and the challenges and the difficulties, all types of authority, whether that is father, mother, God, teacher, employer, the state. But Saturn is also about boundary and structure. Look at it like this. Saturn is the furthest planet you can see with the naked eye. So it involves limits. You can't see beyond Saturn in terms of visible phenomena, not to the naked eye. Saturn is a gas giant, but he's 2.5 times further away than Jupiter. So whereas Jupiter's gas is billowing out, Saturn's ice is much more frozen in, compacting in. And at the poles, it gets so cold that it almost condenses into crystalline structure, pushing in on itself, giving gravity and density. Other good keywords for Saturn. And of course, Saturn has visible rings around it, hence the principle of being held in, limited and restricted. But another way of looking at the same energy is that it's much easier to live within your own boundaries rather than those pushed on you by others. It's much easier for you to be your own boss rather than to follow other people's orders blindly. People with strong Saturns, by which I mean conjunct or opposite or square the sun or moon, or conjunct or opposite the midheaven or the ascendant, I often say to them, well look, why not be self-employed? Yes, you will work hard. No, you won't make as much money, not in the first 7 years. But once you've been self-employed for 7 years, then you'll never work for anyone else again. Because these are the people who will work hard. They do everything the hard way. No shortcuts. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Establish, consolidate. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Establish, consolidate. Do everything the hard way. You get it right, you never have to do it again, you will be guaranteed success. This is what Saturn does. If you work hard in a diligent way and you don't cheat and you don't break the rules, you will learn as you age that you can bend the rules a little bit, but you don't break them. Saturn deals with structures, which is why it's so common in the charts of architects, steel fixers and carpenters, building structures, chiropractors, osteopaths, dentists, bone structure, solicitors, lawyers, barristers, attorneys, legal structure. Saturn deals with structures and boundaries. He sets the law. But as long as you live by the law, and sometimes it's easier to live by your own laws than those pushed on you by others, as long as you don't break the laws, you can find a degree of flexibility as you age. And Saturn gives longevity. Those people with strong Saturns generally, accidents permitting, generally live to a ripe old age, 80, 84 years old. Saturn is old father time. And I know I go on about Saturn all the time as he's my best friend, but he is because I've always worked hard. I'm never going to retire. I'm stepping back, but I'm never going to retire. I'm just changing the way I work. And I love the old bugger. To me, he's the epitome of what humanity lacks, the willingness to stand up and to live within one's own boundaries and not look for someone else to tell us how we should be living our lives. To do it for ourselves. Saturn breeds resilience, thoroughness, determination, perseverance, and in time, self-confidence, self-belief. And he makes you strong, or he gives you the ability to become strong. Welcome, Saturn. And especially if you're one of these people born at the end of the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or the start of the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, Pisces. Saturn's going to be a big influence on you, especially the mutable signs over the rest of this year. So be prepared. As I'm saying to all my clients born on these days, Saturn's coming. Be prepared for disciplined, hard work. 9 months, focus, concentration and attention. Tunnel vision. You can learn in 9 months what would normally take you 3 years. Or you can spend 9 months bitching, whinging and complaining about how tired you are, how unsupported you feel, how hard you're working. Nobody cares, poor me. But really, in what's supposed to be a mature adult world, we can blame the world, situations and others for our problems. Or we can do it Saturn's way and we can get stuck in and we can take responsibility for ourselves, live within our own boundaries and become successful. Your choice. This is why Saturn is my best friend. Catch you later, world. Bye.